And we are live. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It is Bitcoin Ben. Let me make sure all of my stuff's working. All right. There we go. All right. Looks like everything's working. How is this sound? You want me to pull it up a little bit? There we go. I'll make it louder. So I'm a little bit louder for everybody. All right, good. Pardon moi. So I am in Fort Worth, Texas for the Entrepreneur / Founders Group event. And it actually cranks up on Friday. I'm here early for a few other meetings and one other event with Crypto World. And you guys, I have been sitting in my hotel room all day, texting. I've been doing Zoom calls. I have been working. I've actually been on Twitter, watching a few Cliff High videos. Is it me, or is the energy changing? Can you guys feel it? Something feels weird. It's very odd. Like people in the hotel, like earlier, I went down, I got coffee, and which, by the way, if you guys have not ever hung out at the Hotel Drover, I think that's the name of it. Yeah. Here in Fort Worth. Wow. It's a little expensive, but it's damn good. Very neat environment. My wife is gonna love this place. Lots of shopping around here. I noticed earlier while I was at the like open front area of the hotel getting coffee that there were a lot of people there, and one guy walked up and he's like, "Hey, are you into Bitcoin? Is that your van out there? Are you the, Bitcoin creator?" And I said, "No, I am not the creator of Bitcoin. I am the hodler of the Bitcoin, but I am not the creator of the Bitcoin." And we started having a conversation. Now, mind you, like I said, this is a high-end hotel. So there's not a, how do I say this and not sound kind of uppity? You're not going to get a room here if you don't have money. Let's just put it that way. And he's sitting there talking to me. And after about a half hour of a conversation, he literally looks and goes, "Why don't you give me the number of your over-the-counter guy? I think I'm going to put a little bit of money into that." I said, okay. And I gave him the number and the link for Caleb and Brown, which, oh, by the way, by the way, Caleb and Brown is now 24/7. So they offer 24-hour personal white glove service for your crypto trading and needs and stuff. And so I asked him, I said, if you don't mind, how much are you going to buy? You don't have to give me an exact number. I said, but how much you think of like putting your toe in the water is looking like? How big is your toe? That's what I told the guy. I go, how big is your toe? And he goes, well, let's see. You said they was about $45,000 each. He goes, I think I'm going to get me about 4 or 5 of them things. How would that feel if you could just decide to pick up 4 or 5, $45,000 Bitcoin? Just put your toe in the water, folks. Just put your toe in the water. That's a big ass toe. And I'm sorry if I talk slow. I see someone over in the chat go, good Lord, can I like get this thing moving a little bit quicker? Sorry, brother, I'm a slow talker. I have a speech impediment. And if I try and talk fast and I'm not mad, then it gets all shitty. So I have to actually talk relatively slow so that I don't have problems talking. My bad. God made me this way. There's nothing I can do about it. Trust me, I wish I could talk faster, because when me and the wife are, at home, laying in bed, getting a little dirty, sometimes I'm actually finished before the sentence is when I'm talking dirty. So it is very inconvenient sometimes. That was a joke. You all can laugh at that. Oh, man. I just get a feeling that the energy in crypto and in everything else is changing the environment. There's something about it, and I can't put my finger on it. Something's about to change, and I mean for the good. Like, go up. Now, mind you, I haven't talked to any sources. I haven't talked with any of my over-the-counter friends. This is a purely emotional feeling, right? It's just something is changing. The environment, the adoption, the energy. I mean, we have more and more billionaires announcing they're buying more friggin' Bitcoin. There's one guy who is he's a billionaire, and he has half of his net worth in Bitcoin. Did you see the inflation rate? It's up 7% today. 7%. That's higher. That's higher inflation than in the early 80s. That's bad. That's really, really, really bad, especially for lower income people. I don't know why, but everything we have, everything we have going on with Bitcoin, cryptos, you know, the founders group, the investors group, the event this weekend. Which by the way, the next one of these are in April. There's a link. I have a link under here. If you want to get tickets early, I think there's a coupon code on there now. I don't know how long that coupon lasts, but I know it goes away. I think at the end of this month. I think, not for sure, but you definitely want to get your tickets early. And we have so much going on in El Salvador, and there's more. Um, I, I think Jack Mueller announced that strike is now available. In El Salvador, was it El Salvador that Jack Mueller just announced? And now Iran, they just made it legal for their companies in Iran to actually transact using the Bitcoin to settle contracts using Bitcoin. That's a huge deal because contract resolution is the creme de la creme of the economy. If your legal structure of your country allows you to legally settle in cryptos, and I mean Bitcoin, that's a huge deal. That's some game changing shit. And we have another house, I think House of Representatives or senator, who actually met up with Michael Saylor, and they had a long conversation. And now he's all like pro crypto, pro Bitcoin. Eventually, more and more honest people in government, because there's not many, but there's more and more people in government that are recognizing there's a way out of this situation for the whole country, for the whole world. There's a way out. And it's a way out that all of the world, except the central banks, want. It's where no one has control over the monetary system of the globe. That's what most countries want. That's what most people want. That's why the investors group and the founders group that is meeting here in Texas this weekend. That's why I'm here. Um, why we are doing so much business in El Salvador. The heads up to everyone watching this. If 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 you don't understand the shift that is happening, the entrepreneurial world is shifting away from America, away from the Western world, and going to more friendly areas of the world. The internet has allowed that. The internet, you don't have to live in America to run an actual business that does business in America now. You have websites that are not where the headquarters is not in America, but yet America uses them. You have a decentralized and even more decentralizing world every day. And America and the SEC and the federal government and the IMF, although the IMF, they know what's going on. The IMF is literally yes. I completely agree with this. I think all the noise and the people screaming at the top of their lungs that the fractional reserve banking system is a Ponzi. People are finally realizing what what is really going on with money. I completely agree with you, Chris. I think the level of education is reaching a tipping point. I think that's what I feel. I feel a shift in the awareness of the system. It's yes, open-minded Bitcoin. Thank you so much. Please smash the likes. Please share and subscribe. Thank you so much. Open-minded Bitcoin. Wish you were here, brother. It's this shift that we're going through is only going to get bigger. And it's only going to go faster because now that we are entering the tipping point, it's going to start moving faster where the herd is now awake. The herd is shifting. It was going this way. Now it's starting to shift. And as the rest of the herd realizes that the group is going this way, it's going to snowball. Look what's going on with the healthcare situation. Look what's going on with some of the government representatives dealing with the healthcare situation. Look at how they are actually being exposed. And you, you know something else I've realized? Some of these mainstream media people who we all actually thought were like in on it, and and they know that this hurts you, and they know that this is all rigged. Have you seen some of the reactions of the hosts? Some of the questions they're asking? I honestly think that some of them were honestly just useless idiots. And I don't mean that in, well, I guess there's no way of that not actually being negative, but I don't think that I don't think they are aware of the agenda. And I think they're starting to, let's see, hey, Bitcoin Ben, are non entrepreneurs welcome at your events? Yeah, if you, uh, yeah, if if you want to come and just like hang out with everyone, uh, and not, uh, and you're not really wanting to invest or anything, I guess you could. Um, Seems like it would kind of be like a waste of cash or something, but hey, say la vie, whatever. It, yeah, exactly. Ex- exactly. They were just following orders and not questioning anything. Exactly. Like, exactly, Deborah. They can't think for themselves. Or, or, or maybe they didn't think they had to. Maybe they honestly trusted their producers, because we have to remember that a lot of these hosts, they aren't executive producers of the show. They just read the screen. And and it seems like a lot of the hosts are like, you know, this seems odd. This is weird. And it you can almost watch them almost wake up while they're doing their show. They're like, this is very, yes, Tucker Carlson is red pilled. Now, he's a perfect example. I used to watch him like 2 or 3 years ago, and he's had this transition. He's had this awakening for quite some time now, for like 2 or 3 years. And you look at some of the things he's actually talking about now, Project Veritas, you know, a lot of what's going on with the healthcare issues. These people are getting red pilled. And I've even seen it on CNN where hosts are, it's very interesting watching this happen. It's very exciting actually being around right now. You know what I mean? We have cryptos. We have uh, we have everything like going on with the economy, everything going on with the U.S. dollar. Um, the the head of the Federal Reserve today announced that in this is so crazy that inflation is an issue. Well, no shit, Sherlock. See, it's it's almost they're realizing they can't lie anymore. So now they're slowly telling the truth. They don't want to tell the truth, but they kind of gotta because it's obvious to and that's what I that's what I mean. I feel something changing now. And please give me a thumbs up if I'm right when I say this. In the past, you would have never heard the Federal Reserve agree that inflation was a problem. They would have always sugarcoated, because that's what he said. Plain English, inflation is a problem. That's the shift, the language shift, where it's so obvious that they know they can no longer lie. And that is what is completely different. That's what I feel. I feel what they feel. That it's so obvious that they cannot send out a lie anymore because the lie will fall so flat that it will echo. And now with cryptos, yes, I agree. The evil is being squeezed from the earth. I agree with that. Yeah, like someone is forcing them to tell the truth. Yeah, and who? But is it someone forcing them to tell the truth? Or is it that there's that so many, they've lost so much credibility that they now feel they have to, that they've lost so much influence? Did everyone see the clip the other day where where one uh, where one host was actually saying, or a host was actually doing an interview with a guy, and the guy said, "It seems like people aren't listening to us. That they're just it's almost like they're just living their lives and not caring about what we say." And the host was agreeing with him. Yeah, yeah, it does seem like that. It does seem like we cannot affect the people anymore. And I think that's what I feel. their lack of influence and our influence growing. The truth's influence is growing. The lies are losing their voice. They're getting laryngitis. The lies have laryngitis. And now the truth, that was always just a whisper of the truth. Now everyone can hear it. Yes, a perfect Manny, yes. Joe Rogan has more view time. His show is calculated by the hour, not the minute. Yeah. Joe Rogan's just waking up so many people. So many people. And yes, it's no one's listening to. The king has no clothes. Joe Rogan is pointing out that the king has no clothes. Yes, I did see Fauci get called out yesterday. He is as nervous, and he should be. He should be. Joan or Fauci should be damn nervous because he is either going to wind up in prison or worse. Yes, Alex Jones started it off, the waking up. Well, I would argue that the John Birch Society is who really kicked it off. And that was in the 50s, 1950s. Donald Trump and his dad were members, or Donald Trump probably is still a member of the John Birch Society. You know, it's Jerry, I think you're right on, brother. I think you're right on. I think that's where this is all heading to. And but you know what's amazing? And this is why I'm in Texas. This is why I'm at this investment meeting. This is why I host it. I am the host of the founders group and the investors group meeting here in Texas. I host it, I DJ it, we run it, we bring everyone together, all that. Everything going on with cryptos and blockchain and NFTs and El Salvador and all of these announcements is that you guys, me, our families, our friends who have listened to us, we are so ahead of the game in this huge global shift because, all right, I'm going to say something, and I want you to really understand what I'm saying. Over the next 10 to 15 years, all of the economic value of all of the fiat currencies are going to transition into cryptocurrencies. All of the dollar value, all of the yen value, all of the global fiat currencies are going to get eaten by cryptocurrencies. And for the first time in a long time, we are going to have a world where value is set at a use case value and not as an investment value. Let me explain. Only since the last 100 years has anyone looked at land or houses as appreciating assets. Prior to 100 years ago, no one actually purchased a house assuming that the price of the house would go up. That was never even thought of 100 years ago. The house had a use value, and that was it. That was it. It had a use value. Only since the adoption of the fiat currency has housing prices even mattered. Because prior to that, there was none of that. There was no real price appreciation of housing ever, because housing is what is called a maintenance asset, where if you have a silver coin or if you have a block of silver and you put it outside, it is, in 100 years, you come back, that block of silver is still just going to be a block of silver. With a house, if you do not maintain a house, the house will return to the earth. It will turn into dust. It will fall over. It will fall apart. It will rot. It will eventually be shit. It is a maintenance asset. So, as a maintenance asset, it would naturally lose value over time. That is, right? Hey, welcome, Bonnie. I cannot argue with that plan. I cannot argue with that plan. This environment will move moving into is so much greater an opportunity than anybody realizes it. That's funny. I know my house is falling apart. Don't rub it in. This is a transition into a new, man, I don't even know if we have a word for it. It isn't even an economy. It's something larger than that. We are moving into somebody will actually come up with an appropriate word for it. It isn't an economy because that word is too small. It isn't the megaverse or the metaverse or any, and it isn't civilization. That one may work. Digital universe. We're moving into a digital universe, but that doesn't quite cover it either, because the physical is going to blend with the digital through augmented reality, and that it's interesting. Yeah, yes, many. Perfect. It is a paradigm shift. It's something new, something amazing. Hey, maybe you're right. The the econiverse. That's got a good ring to it. It's just weird, folks. And there's so much opportunity for the average Joe and Jane. Like like I said, we're having another investors meeting in April. I'll actually do like more shows on it. There's so much out there, and I mean ground. We have people in the founders group that are launching projects that are game changers. I mean, literally game changers. And we are going to be able to actually get in on the seed rounds of a lot of these major launches. This time next year is going to be, there's a question about when is a founders meet up? I think April is actually going to be an official founders group and investors group meeting at once. This meet up here is more of just an investors group. There are some of the founders group that are here, but not all of them. But I think the April event is an official, like where we all actually come in. We have a bunch of projects there um, that are creating uh, their um, where the website's up and running and all that. We will get into that as it actually gets closer. Um, it's everyone watching this should smile. Oh, uh, by the way, uh, I reposted the 3 hour video on my Patreon channel earlier today. Uh, so if 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 you want to listen to all of my weekly 3 hour entrepreneur videos and all that, uh, the link for the Patreon group is under here. Just join Patreon and enjoy hours and hours of me actually talking about entrepreneurs, how to launch a business, how to get your business license, your LLC, insurance, how to join the founders group, how to what we got going on in El Salvador, all of those. Click the link under here for the entrepreneur level of the Patreon channel. All right, everybody, it was great talking to you guys. I'm exhausted. I'm going to grab something to eat, then I'm going to crash right chair. And because I got a busy day for tomorrow. Everybody, love you. Like I said, Patreon link is under here for all of those videos. And other than that, all of you here in Texas, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye, guys.